Hi Stitchy friends, welcome to Cross My Stitches. My name is Jackie and today is November 20th, I believe, 2025. It is Thursday afternoon. I apologize right up front for the glare in my sunglasses. Having a hard time getting light at this hour of the day, and so I had to turn my desk and face towards the light. So as I'm showing my projects, you can see the true color of the fabrics and stuff. It's like an overcast day, but the sun is kind of peeking through here and there. And I mean, I could crank my head in a funny angle or sit way over here so that you don't see the glare, but I don't think that's going to work. So I apologize for the glare in my glasses. It's been a while since I videoed. It has been since September 26th was my last videos, and a lot has gone on since then. But I will explain all the stuff that's been going on and why I haven't been on Flosstube at the end of the video. That way you don't, if you're not interested in personal information, you can just say goodbye to me then. I have so much to show you sitting on my desk. I'm going to have to break this up in little segments because stuff is all over my room. You can see we have a new view of my room. And the first thing I want to address is Lady of the Flag hanging up here. No, I did not finish my Lady of the Flag. This one, for anybody who wasn't with me when I showed this several years ago, this was a Save the Stitches. She cost me, and she was fully framed without glass for $20. So I got her, and she was filthy because she had no glass and she was really dirty. And so I had to take her out of the frame in order to clean her up, and I was going to reframe her in the frame. Well, as you can see, that didn't happen because she was mounted on sticky board. So I was mortified that she was on sticky board and that she only had enough fabric around her. She wasn't wrapped around the board or anything. It was cut jagged onto the sticky board. And mind you, that was professionally framed because there was a professional framer sticker on the back of that frame. And so I had to peel her off the sticky board. So by the time I got her peeled off and got her washed and then retrimmed the fabric so it was square, she could not go back in the frame. So now she is mounted on a board right there, and I just stuck her to the wall because I love seeing her, so I'm just going to leave her there. And I will use the frame and the mat that came with her when I finish my Lady of the Flag. So, but she'll stay in my room, and that's where she'll stay. And then, of course, the second one here, you guys have seen that before. That is Live Simply, Bloom Wildly. Bloom Wildly. And that is by I can't remember. I don't remember. I got that off of Etsy, I'm sure, and it's a designer we know. I just can't, I might say Little Dove Designs. I'm thinking that's what's popping in my head right now. And then the rest of this is the room that you normally don't see is the holy mess. So I got a lot of stuff thrown up here because I have a lot to show. Everything's thrown up over here. These are my empty project bags because I worked on a plethora of projects while I was gone. My filing cabinet, which I swear to God, one day I will get it painted white. This week would be an awesome time to do that because it's in the 60s. I can probably get away with painting it, but if we go into full winter, it's not going to get done till the spring. And it's only been sitting, waiting for it to be done for well over a year or more. And it is what it is. Sometimes, I can get things done, sometimes not. So, where am I at? Fully finished items. I have 3 things to show you that are fully finished, and I'm excited to show you all 3. The first one is the Stony Creek, the Power of Love. Okay, I originally learned about this design from Sabrina over at Lady Marmalade and Stitches. If you don't watch her, I will post a link down below and give her a watch. She is over, I want to say she's in Australia. I hope I'm right, Sabrina. And she's a joy to watch. And so when I saw her stitching this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get that. Love Stony Creek, and I love this design. This is a frame that I got at the thrift store. I think I paid $3.99 or $4.99 for it. It fit it perfect. The color was perfect for it. It's like a red, deep red tone to it. It is stain. It's not paint, but this is my fully finish. Try to cut the glare. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it. It's perfect in this frame. This may come hang in my room here. I'm not sure yet. It might, even for the time being, hang in the room here. But absolutely beautiful. Love it. And I'm so glad to have it fully finished in a frame. It's so hard lately to find frames where I don't have to cut them and adjust them. And at times, I'm going to turn for a minute to put this down. At times, it becomes too much for me to drag out my compound miter saw and figure everything out. And sometimes I just want to find frames that will fit my items without spending hundreds of dollars over at Hobby Lobby or a framer or Michael's or wherever you go. I try to avoid that at all costs because the money that I save from doing framing is money I can spend on more stitchy goodness. So I try to be as frugal as I can, even in my crafting, because I know I can stretch my money a little further if I'm just a little smart about it. The next two are frames that I bought custom from a company called Art to Frame. I will post them down below. They are awesome. The pricing is just incredible. This first one I'm going to show you, I think this frame was, believe it or not, $21. I did not order the glass with it. I did not order the backer because it wasn't acid free that I knew of, and I knew I was going to cut my own backer. And they did not, I think they sent me the hardware, but it was very cheap. I didn't put the backing on this yet. But this is Light of Winter by Brenda Gervais, and this is it finished. Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. It just, I mean, they did an awesome job. You send them the measurements of your piece and they hook you up with the frame and send it to you. Now, I will say, if you're going to order from them, order multiple frames because they charge a shipping fee that if you just do regular shipping, I believe it's $14.97. Because remember, these are frames. They have to be boxed and shipped appropriately. And or you could do the economy. It might be like $9.97 or $11.97. I can't remember. But the great thing about this company is they do coupons. So you will get coupons all the time. Like I know I have one sitting in there right now that I can get free shipping if I spend $75. So I can get free shipping, save $12 to $15, and still get awesome frames. If I needed more frames, I'd take advantage of it right now, but I'm not ready just yet. I only have 2 items that need a frame. I want to wait until I have a couple more. Those coupons come along all the time. They sent me a 20% off coupon. They've sent me a 10% off coupon. They keep it coming. So it's an awesome thing, and absolutely love their frames. It was perfectly cut. It is a beautiful frame. I want to thank my friend Wendy. Hi, Wendy. She helped me pick out the frames because I'll tell you right now, I am color challenged. It's just the way I am. Some people are awesome at picking out colors and things, and I try to mimic people that I see that they're doing certain things that I like so that I can, I'll take pictures of it or I'll keep note of it because I am awful at picking color. I cannot color coordinate. I don't know why. People say, well, you can learn that if you do this course or you read this book. I've tried those things. They don't work for me. I don't have the eye for color. I have the ears for music, but I do not have the eye for color. So Wendy helped me pick out the 2 frames that I'm about to show you. This was the first one. I just took, and what's great for, okay, let me back up a little bit. What is great with Art to Frame is you can upload a picture of your cross stitch and then see it in the frame, which is absolutely awesome. So I took a picture of different frames. I think it was like 3 frames, and I shot them to my friend Wendy and said, which one? And she picked this one, and I think she picked the perfect one. So thank you, Wendy. I'm gonna turn here and put this down so I don't drop it. The last one is and this is not staying in the frame the way it is. I popped it in so you could see it. This is Map of Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. And I'm going to tell you, it's not sitting perfectly straight in here. I just popped it in because I wanted to show it to you. But I don't think I'm happy with that sun. You know, we talked about that I was going to change the sun, and I feel like the sun doesn't stand out enough. And I don't know if I don't want to outline it because nothing else in here is outlined. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do or if I'm going to pull it out and do something else. But this is just sitting in the frame right now, and I wanted to show you this beautiful rustic frame. And I'm thinking this one cost me maybe, I wish I wrote down the price. I know the other one was about 21. I think this one was about 35 or 36, and this is a large frame. So this is it right here. My Map of Hawk Run Hollow. And this is a very rustic frame. It's browns and blacks in it. It is perfect for this piece. So this is the frame that this is going to go in. Again, I didn't buy glass. Most times I will only buy glass if it's something that I feel like I have to preserve in some way, like I did. No, I can't even think of anything right now. I have a couple of things that have glass in them. And of course, if I want glass, I can go locally and get some glass cut. But I just decided I wanted to do it on the cheap, and that's what I did. So there is Hawk Run Hollow in its frame. And you can see all this stuff stands out, and then this does not. So that's going to get changed. So I will at some point pull that out, and I will redo something there. I'm not sure what. Drop this over here so I don't drop it. And those were my 3 FFOs. So now I have a few finishes, and I'll bring those over. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Pair of Pilgrims from Lizzie Kate. I did finish these. They're not fully finished yet. I said I would film a video on the finishing. I started the finishing on one because it's like a 2-part process, and it just makes it quicker if I can show you the starting of one and then the finishing of another. So I did do that, and but I wasn't well enough to do this. So I'm hoping at some point I can get this done. I know it's almost past Thanksgiving. My babies probably won't get done by then, but they'll be around for next year. You remember, this is Miles. They are done on a 28 count cream. I think that's a Lugana. Yeah, cream Lugana. So there he is. And then of course, Priscilla, she is partially finished. So she's looking like this right now. And you can see this is the backing fabric to her. And I haven't put her bottom or anything on yet because that would be part of the tutorial. So, I mean, just adorable. And she's already got her pie and her bird. She's got another bird down here. Just really adorable. So those will get done at some point. And I'm sorry for those of you that were waiting for me to get that video done so you could finish yours. I hope you went and found another video in order to get that done. So I apologize. The next one is by, I want to say it's Primrose Cottage. Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is Autumn Rules. Did not iron this one, but it is finished. So there it is. It is on a piece of 32 count vintage country mocha. And just so cute. The colors are so vibrant. I love it. I need to get a board to put this on. I would love to do all of them and have them all up because, you know, that's how I do things. I like to be a seasonal person. Just checking to make sure my mic's still on. I didn't charge it, so I'm hoping it'll last. And so once I do one that's like a seasonal thing and there's others that are exactly the same, then I like to do them all. So I finished this one. I thought I had a paddle board that would work. It wasn't big enough. So I need to find another one somewhere that I can put that on and then do the other ones. And the last thing that I finished was Cricut Collections Winter. See, I'm losing my light now. And this is on a piece of 32 Count Rainy Day by Bestitch Me. And this is my finish. And I wish you could see, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, the sparkle in the snowmen and other items on there. All the snowflakes have cry neck, and the snowman is all cry neck, and it's just beautiful on this fabric. Absolutely beautiful. Love him, love it on this one. And honestly, I thought this was my last of this series. And unfortunately, it's not. I still haven't done summer. I don't know why I thought I had completed summer, but I did not. So now I need to go and pull out summer and try to get that done before summer. I'll probably start it in the spring. They're really not that long to get them done. They're not, you know, they're just long. They're not that tall. It's not, it's stitching, but you can get it done in a month or so if you stay on it. So I need to get that one done too, and then get this one fully finished before winter starts. So I definitely need to take care of that. So I have a lot on my plate, a lot of things I have to take care of. Okay, so that was my finishes. So let's talk about my we'll do the new starts at the end. Let's do my whip. So I'm going to put a pause right now because I got to get some of this stuff off the desk. I got to get some on, and then we'll talk about what I've been working on. So hold on. Okay, so I'm ready to share what I've been working on. So the first set of cross stitching I'm going to show you is, it's getting really dark now. I'm going to show you what I've been working on, what my focus was. So every month I'm trying to pick a focus, and every month it'll be a little bit different. But I try to pick on something that I feel like I haven't worked on in a long time. I'm trying to get my older whips worked on. And so that's what I've been doing. For the month of November, I have that one backwards. Hold on. Let me fix this. Did I put them all backwards? No, that's right. That's right. Nope, only the one. Let me fix this. For the month of November, I picked 4 projects to work on. Well, actually, I picked 5. Was it 5 weeks this month in November? There are 5 projects that I picked. And it might have been that I picked, nope. I picked 4. I ended up with 5, and I'll explain. Let me get this on here so that I can pin it back again. I am just so organized, as you can see. Sorry about seeing the top of my head. I pinned everything to the board at once so I wouldn't have to fuss with it. Okay, so I worked on, try to get this stuff organized here, Winter Sampler. And I'll post a picture here. That's Crochet A Go-Go. And so this one I worked on just for a whole week in the month, the second week in November. And so I'll post here what it looked like before I worked on it. And this got a lot of work too. And I don't even want to put this down, but I don't have a choice because I have a plan and I have to stick to it. This is what it looks like now. I'm going to grab it here. Look at how much I got done. So I finished all the stuff on this side. As you can see, the trees, all the fencing, the grass. There is an alphabet down there with a cartouche in the center. I haven't filled that out yet. I have a fox, a tree, and I brought down some of the border. So absolutely love this piece. I could probably stay on it at this point because now we're down to all the animals, and I love doing the animals. But I had to put it down. So it is looking fabulous though. This is on a 36 count vintage country mocha. And it is being done 2/2. That's the way I started it. Normally I will do 1/2 on 36, but I really wanted this to pop off. Is this 1/2 or 2/2? I take that back. This is 1/2 on 36. This one is 1/2. A lot of times I will do 2/2. It really depends on, I haven't talked for a long time. It really depends on how much I want it to pop off the fabric. And this is the way that it was. I think this is how Crochet to Go-Go did it. She did 36 count, 1/2. And I'm fine with it. It is a beautiful piece and I am so thrilled. So that was week 2. And that one I completed. Did I write how many stitches I completed on these? Let me see. Oh, I got to flip to get to November here. How many stitches? Let's see. I don't know if I'm that caught up in my thing or not. So let's see. That's 1,000. 20. That's 2,500. 3,000. 4,000. It looks like it's probably close to 5,000 stitches in the week that I completed that, because I was cranking out 600 to 800 stitches in a 7-day period. So I would say close to 5,000 stitches on that one. So that's what I picked on my second one. On my third one, I chose my, and these are all winter themed. This is Dimensions Gold Petites Coffee Shop. And if I have a picture, I should have a picture somewhere of this. I will post it here. I only had the very top, that orangey yellow part done. And then I started going down to the door. So that's where I was heading, all down through here. I worked on it for one day. And I was having such a difficult time getting the needle to pull through this Ada that it was hurting my hand and I had to stop. But I did do 653 stitches on it before I stopped. So I was not enjoying working on it, so I decided to not choose this as my second project. Or my third. Is it my third? My second. My second project. That I was going to choose something else as my second project. So what I ended up choosing was Autumn Lane Stitchery's Mystery Sal from last year. So I'll post that up here. This was being done on a 28 count Picture This Plus Seascapes called Mystic. And I will post a picture here of where it looked like when I started it. I had just the middle band done and that was it. And 1,000, 2,000, 2008, 3,000. So I did 3,000, about 3,800 stitches on this one. And I got the whole top portion done and I am on the bottom. And again, just a beautiful, beautiful design. There it is. So I'm working on the very bottom of this. And if you look at it, you can see all that top part. I finished all of that. And this is so adorable. I have a plan for this. And I will share my plan later in this video, what I'm thinking of doing with this, which means I really need to get this done because I want to get it fully finished. But it is just beautiful. I love it. This one gave me a lot of trouble. I'm not going to lie. This one, the middle part there with the house was the first part that we were given. And there was no blurred picture to show anything. It just gave us the length and width of fabric you needed and the house. And unfortunately, I stitched my whole middle section the wrong orientation. So I had to take it all out and restitch it. And that kind of killed my drive to do this particular piece because I was so frustrated with it. So I let it sit for a long time, and then I debated whether I was just going to leave the middle piece and not do anything else or what I was going to do with it. I'm going to unhook this because I want to show you something. And put this one away. So when I couldn't do the coffee house one and I needed to come up with something different, I ended up pulling this one out. And this one, there's a lot of white stitching in this. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of white stitching. And I'm not sure you can see what I'm going to talk about or not. Maybe I'll show it later in the video. I'll show it later in the video when I'm showing you what I'm going to finish it on, because then I can get closer and show you what I want to show you about white stitches. And it will be one of my tips for this video. So I'm going to put this aside for a minute and we're going to go on. So third week, which is this week, I am working on, oh, I did have the Crochet to Go-Go one. Oh, well. Okay, third week, I'm working on Dimensions Sunflower Snowman. It looks like this. And this was a gift from one of my subscribers, and I am so thrilled with this piece. I so enjoy working on it. It is adorable. The only thing I wish, I did change out the white fabric. So this came with a, let me see what it says here, 14 count Aida. So I wanted it just slightly smaller. The stitches would be a little closer together, and I wanted it to be on 16 count. And I started it on this 16 count that I had softened up. And I really softened it a little too much, because the holes are a little bigger because of the softening, making it softer. And they're almost like a little wavy and stuff. So I overdid the softening on this. And it's not that I don't love this and I will continue doing it. It's that I think there's a lot of empty white space on this, like in the snowman's face. You're not supposed to stitch. Some parts of the birds you're not supposed to stitch. I'm probably going to stitch in those spaces just to make it look full. I don't think I'm going to leave it not stitched. But I'm going to show a picture here of where it was when I started. And then I'm going to show you where I'm at now. Look at that. I got to stand up for this. Look at, I got all the hat filled in. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. So pretty. I love it. And you can see this right here. This is the strap to the hat going around the snowman's face. I still have a lot of birds and trees to put in, but it is so, and a lot of back stitching. I wanted to finish the hat fully before I did anything else. I'm going to do the inside of the hat's back stitching. That is my plan, and then I'll continue on. Because he's got two more birds, actually two more birds. He's got 1, 2, 3 more birds on the top of his hat. And then you have a lot of the aspen trees and stuff. There's a lot going on there in his face, the nose, another bird. So I'm just so thrilled. This will not get done this year, but I'm going to continue working on it. And this one was for this week. So I'm still have 1, 2, 3 more days to work on this too. So I will continue to work on this for 3 more days. I may try to get that back stitching completed, and then and it's just like the inside of the house, not around the outside or anything, just the inside. And then I might try to add at least 2 of the birds, maybe all 3 of the birds I might try to get done in these next couple days, because I got 3 days. Today I haven't stitched on it yet, so that will get worked on. And then the final week, which is Thanksgiving weekend, I will be working on this one, which I've already worked on before. So I'm going to show a picture, and let me show you this first. Let me not get ahead of myself. This is called Evergreen Sampler. This was in a cross stitch Christmas book. I thought I wrote down which one, because people always ask me. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I wrote a note on it. Of course I didn't. This is from Karen Kluba. There it is. 2012, A Cross Stitch Christmas. Those are the red books that you see. I think Craftways puts them out, somebody, or maybe it's Better Homes and Gardens puts it out. And it's an Old World Santa on it. It is from 2012. If I can find the picture of the cover, I will post it here. And this is from Karen Kluba, and unfortunately this will not be released again. She said it is from that magazine and they have the rights to it. But it is very much like the trees and stuff like Anna Forrest grew, or there's another one that she did, and it's similar, but this is a smaller version. It looks like this, and it is just adorable. It has a lot of um, 2/2 and 1/1. So this is not something you could do on Aida. You would have to do this on an even weave or on linen. And again, I'll post, if I didn't already, I can't remember, I'll post a picture of where I was before I worked on it this past couple months. And then I'll be adding to this next week. So this is where it is. I'm just going to start standing up and doing this. So there is where I'm at. Absolutely adorable. Lots of 1/1. If you see under the trees and stuff, you can see all these little dinky dots. Those are little birds. I've got, the only thing I'm going to change is that moon up here. You can see that there's a moon here, and I don't like that it's kind of not there. So I might change it to a lighter yellow or gray or something, because I feel like it's not, in the picture it shows up there, but true to life, well, maybe it does. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I'm at with it. Love this design. Absolutely love it. And looking forward to working on that next week. Okay, so now I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to get ready to show you all of my whips. So hold on. Okay, so now we're on to what whips I've worked on, and it looks like it's going to start storming. So I'm glad I turned towards the window, because you can see I'm losing my light, and if I was facing the other way, it would be too dark for me to film. So let's get started. The first one I worked on was Mini Treasures of the Sea. This is a full coverage artwork by Olga Gavrilov, something like that. Anyway, this is from Heaven and Earth Design, and it looks like this. Sorry for the lines in it. That's my printer having a bad day. And I absolutely love this. I've seen this completed. It is absolutely gorgeous, so I wanted to do it. I did work on it, and I've completed, let's see, let me go back in my little book here to see where it is, right there. So I completed 7, 8, 920 some odd stitches on this. This is on a 20 count easy grid, and I'm doing over 1 full cross. I want to say I'm using 2 threads. Nope, 1 thread. 1/1 full cross and close to 1,000 stitches, and this is where I'm at. So if I post a picture here, you'll see where I was before if I have a picture. And then right there, I'm running down that edge. So I don't have any rhyme or reason when I do full coverage. I just kind of go where I'm going to go. This particular one, there was a lot of the same color running down, because if you can look at it, the boards on this, where is it? It's got like wood. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's got like wood boards running down, and I figured it would be easier to follow that colors all the way down, and it would be more on the full coverage side, and then you can see it kind of flips here, and then it gets a little, but that's how I'm doing it. This is such a cute piece. I will continue working on it. It's probably going to take me the rest of my life to get it done, but that's okay. I love it. It would look beautiful in my bathroom that's painted blue, and I want to get that done. So that's the first thing I worked on. The next one is I worked on Rose Quaker. This is by Stickendien van de Wehenberg, and it looks like this. And I wanted to get one more of the motifs done, so that's what I did. And I finished the one that is right where my initials are. On this particular piece, I took my initials and put them close together and did them in red. The rest of the letters are more in a brownish color, but I wanted my initials to be in red, which is right there, and then I finished those little flowers underneath them. So that is what I completed, and this is what it looks like. I love these colors. These colors are absolutely gorgeous. They are all just DMC colors. It is a beautiful design. And I was thrilled to get it done. You can see I started working on the one in the center and then I decided to put it away, but at least I got a motif done. If I could get a motif done, you know, every time I pick it up, that would be fine because there are a multitude of them. It's still going to take me a while. I was at a stitching day retreat with my group and I brought the hair and the basket with me. This is by Jean Farish. This particular design uses Cosmo threads, which I purchased from Jean because I have never tried Cosmo before and I wanted to try it. And so I got just a little progress on this. If I have a picture before, I'll put that there. And it says that I did 166 stitches. Not a lot, but I still want to share it. And there's also a little pink border you're going to see at the towards the bottom here, and that's a specialty stitch. So I did that and then the letters underneath. That would be this, and this is a 36 count winter moon. That is a Zweigart fabric. So you can see I did the P, the R, and the T, and then that little pink border there. When you're at a stitchy day, it's hard to get any kind of stitching done. A lot of people talking, and we're showing each other what we're working on and all the other goodies, and sometimes you don't get a lot of stitching. But I worked on that particular day. My next one is a yearly project. It is for the 250th anniversary of our country. I am doing Leela's Studio, Let Freedom Ring. I just have a photocopy of it right now. That's what it looks like. Everybody knows what this looks like. I feel like I'm behind. I'm not sure if I am or not. I know that I have not finished the piece from last month, and you'll see there's a big flower missing from the pot. I still have to rip out some 1/1 and redo it. And I still have to put my eagle in, but I'm going to lay this across the board here. This is going to be easier. But I feel like during the holidays, I just can't get caught up with this right now. You know, I have so many other things I want to do during the holidays, holiday stitching and winter stitching and stuff. So I'm just going to have to play catch up on this after the new year. But this is mine. It is on 36 count scroll by Bestitch Me. And that's what it looks like. And as you can see on this side at the bottom there, I'm missing the big flower. I've got, not all my words are in the cartouches. And I'm still missing an eagle on this side. And then I believe this month I'm supposed to be heading down, but unfortunately that may not happen. I may try to get this done and squeeze this in maybe on Sunday before I start working on Evergreen Sampler, but I need to get this caught up and I haven't done that yet. This is all the called for DMC. There's a couple of weeks, I don't know if it's weeks or it's Classic Colorworks, and then I am using for my back stitching and my over one, I am using a Vera Soie, I believe, for that, so that the stitches don't look so bulky. But hopefully I can get this done before the 250th anniversary and then order the frame for it. I am hopeful. I think after the first of the new year, I'll be able to kind of get caught up on some of these things that I have a schedule for that I'm not exactly following right now. This here, I'm not sure if this was a new start or I've shown this before. I want to kind of feel like I've shown this before. When did I start this? Is this before the 26th? Let me see. That's what makes this list so great, right? The Warblers. Oh, I didn't write a date when I started that. I'm not sure, but I have done some stitching on it since. This is the Crosswind Collection Warblers 1. I'm doing the bell pull running down the center there. And I'm at the first bird at the very top there. And I have put more stitches in on it. And this is what it looks like. He is getting there. He's so cute. Look at that. So I completed all this over here and some over here. I really need to put him on a scroll probably and try to do him in a scroll frame. It's a lot of fabric to hold. But he is just coming right along. I haven't put his eye in or anything yet, but I need to get back to him. But again, these are not going to be gotten back to until after the first of the year. Okay, so that was all of my whips. That's a lot. That was a lot. I've been working on a lot of stuff, and then I have some new starts. So I have I think three new starts here. So let's go through those real quick. And the first one is, what did I lose? Hold on, I lost something. Yep, hold on. There it is. I knew I lost something here. There we go. It got scooped up with the other stuff. The first one I started was this. It's called Be Thankful from the Cricut collection. I'm actually doing the little acorn by my finger. So I started this because I saw Kathy, Crafty Cat Stitcher, started this, and I contacted her and said, oh, I want to do that with you. That's so adorable. So of course we're stitching it together now. And I am doing mine on a 36 count R&R. I'm not sure which one it is, but it was a little piece that's left. I have made a lot of color changes in this. And this is what mine looks like now. And I'm almost done. I have to finish. I have one more leaf to put in the top. And then I will be done. Kathy, where are you on yours? Let's see a picture. These are so cute. Just absolutely so cute. And it shouldn't take me no time at all to get that leaf back in. So I need to work on that and get that done. My second new start was a new start while we were on vacation. And it is, I don't know, somebody showed something somewhere. I can't remember who, but it's, when I saw it, I'm like, I have that and I have that all kitted up. Why haven't I started that? So I grabbed it, took it on vacation, and it is Needleworker by Little House Needleworks. I had all the called for floss with it. I've had this for years. In fact, I've had this so long that it had Crescent Colorworks floss in it before it was changed to Classic Colorworks. So Crescent Colors, I had the original Crescent Colors for this. This is on a piece of sandstone. I think it's 32 count. I'm going to put this on the board because it is kind of loosey-goosey. And this is where I'm at with it. I didn't finish this much on vacation. I've worked on this a couple of times since we gotten home because I didn't get much stitching done while we were away. But this is where I'm at with it. So really beautiful piece. I need to get this one finished too. It doesn't have a ton of stuff. It's got some berries and leaves along the bottom. I got to finish the birds, and then there's a border to it and it'll be done. So glad I got that out. I don't know who shared that, but I was like, I need to get that out. And then my last one I am so excited about. So I was watching Lala D, Laura, and I don't know why until now I wasn't a subscriber of hers. I'd watch her, intermittently. She has a lot of adorable stuff. But one day it rolled in and I started watching it, and she showed Nature's Journey that was in the Just Cross Stitch magazines for 2025. That's the 4-part seasonal ones. I'll show a picture of part 1 here. And I was like, I have been debating doing this since it started coming out. And I'm like, no, I don't need another whip. No, I don't need to do it. But I was saving the pieces because I'm on Readly. So on Readly, you get magazines. If you go on Libby it's an app you can download. You can see if your library participates with Libby, and you can get magazines for free, and you get all sorts of cross-stitching, crafting magazines that you can look at and stuff and screenshot what you want. And this particular one, I went on Readly and took it, made screenshots, sent them to my Markup RxP, and I got it loaded into Markup RxP. So let me say something about Readly and Libby. They are awesome for sharing magazines of all kinds. Now, I'm not talking about just those, women's magazines, sports magazines, especially Libby. If your library participates in Libby, and the way you can find out is you can look it up. Look it up in Libby, what libraries are participating, and then you have to give them your library ID, your library card ID number, and you have access to all these different things: books, books on audio, books you can read, magazines, all sorts of stuff. It is an invaluable resource if you don't want to buy books, buy things to listen to, buy magazines to buy, to look at. It is invaluable. Readly is another resource, and they charge a monthly fee for it. And I have to tell this story, and I've told it before. I'm going to tell it again. You can see I'm getting flushed. Hold on a second. For some reason, in this cold room, I'm getting overheated. My face is flushing. Sorry. Readly is funny because Readly gives you 2 weeks for free. So you get the app, you sign up. You have to give them a way to charge you after the 2 weeks if you don't want to if you don't cancel. So I gave them the information. I give them my PayPal. The first 2 weeks I used it. I loved it. I spent 2 weeks of screenshotting and downloading designs that I wanted out of any magazine, whether it was quilting, cross stitch, whatever it was that I would, to my heart's desire. I went through every different magazine. I just had a ball. And so right before the 2 weeks, I canceled. They asked me why I canceled. And I always tell them it's too expensive for me, $12.99 a month. I don't want to spend $12.99 a month. Even though I look at a plethora of magazines, I don't want to spend $12.99 a month. I can't afford to do that every month. So I get a message, so it cancels and stuff. No big deal. I've never had an issue with it canceling. And they send you emails, and they start sending you emails. Well, we have this and this and this. And then I get an email, we're going to offer you 2 months free. Awesome. Went back in again, accepted the 2 months free. They still have my information, and I had 2 more months to look at the thing. This has gone on now for at least a year and a half, where I will go through the free part, and then I will cancel before it expires. I put a little message on my phone, on my calendar, to remind me when to cancel it so I don't forget. And then inadvertently I will get another message at some point offering it to me again. So I've been doing this about a year and a half now. This last one, it offered me 2 months for $3.99, which I thought was more than fair. I did that one. I'll pay the $4. And so I'll be canceling again at the beginning of December. And it's not that it's not the same. They have more magazines than Libby has, but the Readly one, I can actually share the patterns. So I can turn them on my phone, I can turn them into a PDF and then send them to, save them. But they are just hilarious. So if you haven't tried Readly, give it a shot. Make sure that you keep track of when your expiration is, or when they're going to charge you, and cancel before then. And then just wait and see what happens. A lot of times they'll give you a couple months free. I've gotten 3 months free, 2 months free, and it's been going on. I think I've given them $4 in the last year and a half. So I love using them. On Readly and Libby, if you go to Ultimate Cross Stitch Christmas issues, there are so many designers going back that I know a lot of you love. There's a lot of Doreen Jones on there. But did you know, I think it's in 2020, and these go back several years, I think in 2020, Shannon Christine had multiple issues that she was in. Emma Condon, The Tiny Modernist, several magazines, Doreen Jones. Great way to get some patterns that you want to stitch. I use my iPad, so I have if I have to screenshot, I have a bigger shot of it. You can screenshot it on your phone. You can do lots of great patterns. If you cannot afford to buy magazines all the time, or you just don't want to buy, I don't want to buy magazines anymore because they are take up so much room in my, I used to have stacks and stacks of them. Well, I got rid of a lot of them. I tore pages out of the ones that I really loved and threw the magazines away. Because what's the point of keeping a whole magazine for one or two patterns that I want that I can throw in a filing cabinet? And then some of them I saved for a long time because they were all the Christmas issues and I wanted those, and my taste changed, and I might want to see something later on that I didn't. And so I do have several of those. They're sitting here somewhere. I think they're up there. And then, of course, I had tons of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, and those are thick magazines. So after a while, they take up a lot of space and they are heavy. So now I do digital with them. I can print any page that I want, any design, because it's a actual digital issue they send you every month. It's cheaper than getting the papered one. It's easier just to print them out when I need them. And it's saving all this room. And I have a drive, a separate flash drive that I use just for PDFs of magazines or patterns or whatever. And I have a catalog. I keep a list of everything that I have. And it just works for me. It works for me. So if you're looking for, different ways you can do the magazines and stuff, it is awesome. Okay, so this is the last thing. So I got off on that tangent before I showed this. So I was watching Holiday Laura, and I'm like, my gosh, why am I not subscribed to her? Because she has a lot of stitching that I absolutely love. But she showed this one piece, and we were talking about Nature's Journey that she did. And I was in awe of the fabric choice that she had. And if you're not watching her, you need to watch her. I will post it down below. She was awesome. And so I said, I need to get a dark gray fabric. I just have to have a dark gray fabric. I didn't have any dark gray fabric. I can't afford to buy a fabric right now. So I went into my thing and said, I'm going to over dye some fabric, because I can find something that I can over dye that I'm not happy with, or I think that I can change in some way. And I came across this piece of fabric that was, there was a couple of pieces that were given to me by a viewer. And this was the perfect thing that I could over dye. So what this was she gave me a half a yard. I was like blown away. A half a yard of bedrock from Be Stitch Me, because she said, I don't know what I'd stitch on that. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is what it looked like. So this was the bedrock. So I decided I was going to over dye bedrock into something that I could use, that I really wanted to use. And this is how it came out. So I'm going to show you the bottom half of it. This is my bedrock. You can still see the browns in the bottom and stuff. Let me see. Do I have another piece that's darker that you can see? Yeah. So I over dyed this piece of bedrock. Stand up. And you can see all the different tech colors and stuff. You can still see a lot of the color through it. There's a bunch right there. But it is a gray brown. And so I was tickled pink about this piece after I dyed it, because I wanted to do Nature's Journey on it. And so this is what it looks like now. And this is my start of Nature's Journey, which I absolutely love. There it is. Is that not? Look at those colors just pop off of that. And that's what it was doing on Laura's. And I was just blown away. So absolutely beautiful piece. Love it. So gorgeous. And I have to share what I've changed in this pattern. I'm going to try to share. I did the little bumblebee, and I didn't like, he had big fat fuzzy legs. So I ended up doing his legs. I don't know if you can see that or not right there. I did his legs 1/1, and his little wing, and I don't know if you can see that or not, it is a iridescent cryneck. I can't tell if you guys can tell or not. You see that sparkle? Just absolutely adore him. He is so beautiful, but look at that. Oh my God, that's so gorgeous. Those colors are beautiful on this gray brown. So thank you, Laura, for sharing yours with me, because I absolutely love this piece and I don't want to put it down. And I still have a lot of part 1 to do, so I'll be continuing to work on this. This is kind of being worked on in between my weekly stitches. So I will continue to work on this week. Like I will put several hours in on whatever my focus is. And then it's a focus, it's not a must. So I do other things as well. But I try to make the majority of that week focused on that item. So this is absolutely gorgeous and I'm going to love doing it. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to get more of it done to share it with you. That is all of my stitching. That was a lot. I do have another finish sitting here. I'm going to move this out of the way. And this one's a quilting finish. And it is from Primrose Cottage. So if you're into cross stitch or quilting, and you're not a newsletter subscriber to Primrose Cottage, why not? Number one, Primrose Cottage gives you a monthly cross stitch freebie. So now my hair is tickling my face. So you can get a monthly freebie, and usually it has to do with the season or the month that it's in, and they're cute. Lots of people work on them. You might have seen people doing it. And then they have a monthly quilting one. Now, I've been collecting the monthly quilting ones for quite some time, but I haven't stitched any of the stitch ones or done any of the quilt ones. But this time I decided that I wanted to do this. It is a Christmas wall hanging. And so I thought, I'm going to do this. This is really cute. I haven't done any of them yet. And this is the first time that I bought the kit. So they tell you about the kit 2 weeks before they release the freebie. So you can't see the freebie. All you can see is the color, what the colors are to it. So this is my wall hanging. This is just the front. I haven't quilted it or backed it yet, but I wanted to share it anyway because it's so adorable. And this is how it turned out. Look at that. It is so adorable. I cannot wait. I've got to get it quilted. My machine is not that a heavy duty machine. I have to be careful how I do things on it. It doesn't like bulk and bumps and stuff. And so this is really going to have to be, it's going to have to be machine quilted and then backed and bound. I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple of weeks. I want it done before Christmas season. And this really, even though it's got Christmas trees and stuff, this could go through the whole winter, I think. It's just a beautiful piece. And I'm excited to have that done. I did have, and I'll tell you right now, I made an oopsie on this. And I'm okay with admitting it because none of us are perfect, okay? And God knows I'm not even close to being perfect. But I cut one of the pieces of fabric the wrong size. And I was heartbroken. And I was like, I had an anxiety attack over it. What am I going to do? You know, I spent the money for the kit and now it's not going to look right. And I'm missing that piece and I don't want to change all the fabric just because I went on and on and on. And I said, well, maybe I can contact Primrose and ask them to send me another piece of that fabric. But that's going to be weeks. And I'm going to have to wait to get it done. And I finally got a hold of myself. And I said, Jackie, just sew two pieces together and Frankenstein it and just be done. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to notice. It's not a big deal. Okay? I'm sure every quilter somewhere, and I am new, I'm still really new at this, has had to Frankenstein something because it was cut wrong. Even though I swore I measured everything twice before cutting, I didn't. And I didn't have enough of leftover the fabric to do it. So I'm not going to show you my Frankenstein, but mind you, you really can't see it. And it's mine. It makes it mine. It makes it uniquely mine, and I'm not worried about it. So that's my lesson for the day for everybody. Don't freak out over mistakes. If you can't fix it, work around it. But nothing in this life is perfect. The only perfect thing is God and Jesus, and the rest of us are just muddling along, and it's okay if it's not perfect. It's perfectly yours. So that is that. And I'm going to pause again. I have lots of acquisitions to show, things I've been working on, and I want to show you what I'm going to put that Autumn Lane Stitchery on because I need to get busy with that. And I know I'm forgetting something, so maybe I'll remember in between all this. So I'm going to pause you for a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay, that took a hot minute to get stuff together. That's what happens when you don't film for a couple of months. Oh boy, lots of stuff. So let's talk. What have I acquired? I'm going to talk about Hobby Lobby first. So I bought a few things at Hobby Lobby. It's lots of fun to shop over there, especially during the holidays. You get the half off and stuff, which is awesome. I picked up a few things. So the first thing I picked up that I thought was super cool, and this was hanging on a sidekick, you know, at the end of an aisle and stuff, was this gift wrap cutter. I'm like, how many times do I cut wrap and I can't get it straight? And I'm like, oh, this looks super cool. You just put your roll inside the hole and you slide the blade where you want it to cut. So it was $4.99. I got it for $2.50. I'm willing to risk $2.50 to see if I can cut wrapping paper straight. So I got that. The second thing I got was these gift tags. Now, I've seen people do this and I thought it was really intriguing and I wanted to give it a try. And for $3, it's $6 normally, you got them half off, I got these tags that I'm going to turn into floss drops. I thought that was the cutest idea. Every holiday, if you can find some tags or something to turn into floss drops, it's really cool. So for $3, you get 60 tags. And there's at least 5 designs, 12 of each design. So that's what you get. So I thought those were pretty cool. I thought I'd give that a shot. I like to make little gift tags, specialty tags when it's the holidays and stuff. So I thought that would be fun. I don't have anything currently to work on, but I am kitting up some holiday stuff. So that would be fun. The third thing I picked up was this acrylic frame. And this is what is needed if you are doing this pattern out of, I think it's out of Just Cross Stitch. It is the, I think it's the new Christmas issue of Just Cross Stitch. I will correct myself below here somewhere if I'm wrong. But to do that little stained glass piece, this is what you need. So it's a lot bigger than it looks in that picture. And what they did was they painted this black. So it's just a piece of acrylic, a piece of wood painted black. I really like the look of that stained glass piece, so I wanted to do it. And I can see it's a lot bigger than I had planned to stitch, but that's okay. It'll be ready for next year. So I got that. And of course, this is only $2.99. You know, how are you going to get something finished for $2.99? It's a great deal. So I got that. I hit up Stash, one of the unload groups, and got some stuff, so I'm going to share that. I got fabric. This is a piece of 32 count mushroom. It's a good size, so I like mushroom Lugana. This is a Lugana, an even weave. I really like that. It's nice to work with. It's easy to dye, so I picked that up. 36 count white. And it looks like an even weave. This does not look like a linen. So it's probably a 36 even weave, but it was a full fat half of white. So definitely something I can dye on. I'm sure I got it at an excellent price. So I always like to have whites and creams that I can dye. And normally I won't pick up fabric unless it's an exceptional price. This is an 18 count red. It's Christmas red, 7 by 16 inch piece. I'm sure I only paid a couple bucks for it, but Christmas red. Grace Notes Fabrics. So I joined her monthly group. I've gotten a couple of different fabrics from her. I got, I think this was last month's. It's not this month. This one is called Hot Chocolate. Fat quarter linen, 40 count. There it is there. I may end up over dyeing this, get a little bit darker piece. We'll see. But it's a nice fabric. It's got a good feel to it. And I like her fabric, so that's the first one. And then she had this one, which is called Kirk. And it is a mottled blue. I got that one. So, and this month's has not shown up yet, so it'll probably show up in a few weeks. I got this from Lindy Stitches. It is a 32 count driftwood Belfast linen by Stephanie. I love this fabric. It is a beautiful fabric. There it is. And I bought this for a specific project, which I'll share here in a second. But I love that Lindy Stitches, she sent a little couple pieces of candy. It's my first time buying from her. She reminded me of the Jingle Ball. So don't forget your Jingle Ball. And then she sent this little card about her business, which I thought was so cute. Hi, I'm Steph. Thanks for choosing Lindy Stitches. In 2015, I sat in a booth in Bob Evans. I had recently quit my job after adopting our third child because I knew I had reached my breaking point. Yet I still wanted to do something, and I wanted to have a little money to give to good causes I care about. My husband Jason convinced me it was okay to spend $50 on a cross-stitch design program. At the time, $50 on a creative whim was a lot to spend, and I was afraid. The rest is not just history. It's one person making a decision to purchase my patterns, then another. Your own. The rest is not just history. It's one person making a decision to purchase my patterns and then another. You're our customer, and now you're part of our story, so thank you. Not only for me, but for our family, employees, the community. Linda Stitches now supports other small businesses. But we're most excited to give back to our community through corporate sponsorships. We fund an art program at our local jail. We sponsor aged out foster kids at Willow Bridge in Leo, Indiana. And we're thrilled to partner with Anti-Trafficking Task Force of Destiny Rescue, working to free exploited children around the world. All because of little X's. Thank you just doesn't cut it. Steph. That's so cute. Got little pictures of her family and her employees and stuff. Just really cute. I will spend with her again. So the reason I got that I'm going to skip to this real quick, just so you can see. I got this because I'm going to mention Laura at Lala D, because she is stitching this Santa, which is a lavender and lace called something of peace. What is it? Gift of Peace. And she's doing it on this fabric. And it is to die for. To die for. I saw it, and I had the other companion piece to this one. I'll show that in a minute. But I saw her stitching with this, and you would think this has a lot of brown in it, and it would kind of blend in with this, but it didn't. It was beautiful. And so I have to do that. So this will be one of my new starts for Christmas Day. I will start this Santa. So, because you all know that I did Santa of the Forest. I absolutely adore him. I would love to have these two hanging with him. And the other one here is the Spirit of Christmas, which I had already owned. I wanted to start it, just hadn't made a decision. And it looks like this. These are absolutely gorgeous patterns. If you do not run out to buy lavender and lace, if you love Santas, their lavender and lace Santas are the most gorgeous when they are stitched. My Santa of the Forest won first prize at the county fair, and I am very proud of that. So that's what I'm going to do with that fabric, and that'll be a new start. So I will remember to kit that one up. Going on, I got, that is not part of the unload group. Okay, let's see, put that there. Okay, so different unload groups, different, things. This is what I got. Frosty Tiny Town. I had no desire to stitch these things, and then all of a sudden, here they all come. So, that one. Sting Like a Bee, Heartstring Samplies. I had purchased on Unload Group the first part of this, which was, what is it? Fly Like a Butterfly. That was what it was. The Muhammad Ali saying, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So I got the other one, and now I have this one. So I want to stitch those two up. Fruit Salad by Primrose Cottage. I've seen this done, and it's absolutely adorable. Great summer stitch. So that will be started sometime in the spring. This one here, I don't have a problem with coffee. I have a problem without coffee. That is me. When you saw me take a sip earlier, that is coffee. That is iced coffee. I have to have my coffee. So just a cute, cute design. And it is heartstring sampler. This here was a freebie that I received. It is called So Many Stitches by Sue Hillis Designs. I thought it would make a cute pillow. Look at that. ABC. Got your tomato and your scissors and your little thimble. Too cute. So I will stitch that up at some point. I have gotten many of these different ones from Blackberry Lane Designs because I think they are so detailed and so cool. And a lot of times these are done on 28 count over 1, which makes them ornament size. You can do them over 2 and they would be, so if you do them over 1, it's like 3 by 3 inches, okay, on 28 count. I'm not doing over 1. You can do them 28 count over 2 and they would be like 6 by 6, which would be fine for me. But I have seen them do real, I think it was, what is her name? Pam and Steph and the friend they have that's the vet. What is her name? I hate that one. I can't think of names. Anyway, she stitched this up like huge, one of these, and it was so adorable. But this one here is the snow day. You can see they look like globes, snow globes, but they're stitches. Isn't that adorable? So there's Snow Day. And this one here is just a Midnight Ride. Merry Christmas. And I love these. And they're full coverage. And they're cute. One of these days I'll start one of them. I own several of them. Plum Street Samplers. God Bless America. Look at that huge eagle. Who wouldn't love that flying over your house, huh? My gosh. He's sitting in a planter on top of the house. He's huge. Everybody's seen this one, American Welcome. Got that one. This is a kit. It was from the Silver Needle in 2004. The only thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have the actual stand, which it probably did at one time, but when I bought this, it did not. But it is an acorn, and I love acorns, so I will do it. It came with everything. It's got all the fancy flosses and the fabric, and I will find something to put it on. Erin Elizabeth's Believe. Oops. I don't know who did that, but I saw it and I'm like, oh, I gotta do that. It's there. Cricut Collection. I've been wanting this particular one for a long time. I want to stitch it and put it over the doorway to my kitchen. It's called Farmer's Market. I was lucky enough, what did I get with this? I think I got this and I got, let me back up. I think it was God Bless America. I think this one and the one I'm about to show you, I got it half off. There was a shop that was clearing them out. So I don't know what the regular price of this. I think it was $16. I think I got it for $8. I also got a Teresa Kogan. That was regularly $20. I got it for $10, and it is Love Rain. So I was thrilled to pieces to get her book for $10. And this has 3 patterns in it, I believe. Those are the other 2. So I thought that was a steal. I picked up this piece of fabric. It is Fiber on a Whim, Milk and Honey. It is a 36 count, great linen for some kind of sampler. My friend Melissa gave this one to me, Lucy Beam, Summer Swan. Hang on to that for a second. This is an exclusive to Garon Stitchery. This is one of Stacy Nash's animal crackers. If you're interested in this, and this is Zeke, you need to reach out to Gary and Ronnie over at Garon Stitchery because they're the ones that have the exclusive to this one, the little chipmunk. Oh man, I have some wonderful memories of a chipmunks playing when I was in Minnesota, so I had to get the chipmunk. And then he's got a little mask too to play Halloween, which is cute. I saw this one, and this was Kentucky. If I ever saw it, looking for samplers and stuff that represent where you live is always fun. This one is called Cicada Song Sampler. We hear the cicadas every year. I don't care if they say once every 7 years. They've been around for years now. And this is just adorable. Magnolia blooms and cotton fields where gentle rivers wind. In southern warmth and cicada song, the heart of home you'll find. And this is the design. Let me see if I can get the glare out of it. What a border. I mean, the border on it alone has animals in it and bees. There's raccoons, birds. It is amazing. It is a beautiful, let me see. Sorry, crinkling. I'm going to try to pull it out so you guys can see it. I can grab the cover out of here. There you go. Look at how adorable that is. That is so different. So that's definitely screams Kentucky. So I'm going to put that on my list at some point. And I can't remember if I showed this one or not before. This is Quirky Autumn 2025. I got it on a great sale. And these are just two adorable from Twin Peak Primitives. And then my last thing that I got, because all of a sudden these have been popping up around in my mail, I went over to 123 Stitch and I got the stand, which is from Paisley and Polka Dots. It's Tiny Town Rooftops Display. And I bought that, and I've got to get that put together. I have a plan to paint this and get this put together so I can start putting my tiny towns on it. So this is awesome. Loved it. This is a great piece. It's got a lot of wood pieces and stuff you got to paint, but I'm going to enjoy putting that together. Oh, what I forgot to share was, oh my gosh. Names, people, just names. Grace Notes Fabrics. She's also doing trims. So I ended up with 2 trims. So that's with my orders, with my monthly orders. That's one, that's the other one. Okay, and then I got Mo Sale. So Mo Sale is a shop, and she has a Facebook group, and she does dyes silk. And so I bought several skeins of silk. Her skeins are 17.4 yards. And then she also does hanks, which are, I think, 100 or 120 yards. And they are beautiful. So I was looking for something to do a red sampler with. Uh-oh, caught my ring. So I picked up a bunch. So I bought 2 this one says Christmas Table Runner. I don't know if you guys can see how pretty that is. Look at that. And they're all variegated. You probably won't see it on the screen here. I got 2 of the cranberry sauce, which are like a purple. Beautiful. And then 2 Santa Sleighs, which is more muted. But these are gorgeous. So I picked up 2 of each. So that means 17 and 17 is 34 yards. I could definitely get some single color sampler done with these. They are absolutely beautiful. Check her out. She also has, you can join her Facebook group, look, Mo's Sale. You can also go on Etsy and find her on Mo's Sale. She is having a Black Friday sale, so you might want to check on that. So the last thing I ended up getting that was new, and it's funny because I've seen this since I've purchased this, and it's been sitting for a couple of weeks now. I've noticed several people purchase this, and now there's a stitch along forming for it for the same day that I'm starting mine, which was hilarious. So this is Harvest Moon by Annie Bees, and I absolutely fell in love with this. As soon as I saw it, I was like, my eyes popped out of my head, and I bought it immediately with all the goodies. So that is it. I'll be starting that on Thanksgiving Day. I believe there are several people starting it as well. Stacy's a 911 Stitcher. Um, oh my gosh, names, people. Um, Holly, Potty Mouth Stitcher. Not Holly, Heidi. Heidi, the Potty Mouth Stitcher. And then there's a few others. So they were starting at the same time. If they have a hashtag, I'll use that as well. But this is what I got. And so that's going to be a new start. All my floss is shoved in this little bag right now because I ordered all the colors. And then I am using a hand dyed by Bestitch Me. It is called Not Another Sampler because it has the most gorgeous undertones of orange and tan that's going to be perfect for this. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got to stitch the bottom of this because I cut part of it to use for something else. And then I've got to serge that, throw that in a bag. That'll be another start. So let's see, I've showed you Santa. I've showed you Frosty Tiny Town. Now I've shown you Harvest Moon. So that's 3 new starts. This is the summer Cricut Collection summer, which I need to do. That won't be a brand new start, but that'll be a new start in spring. So I found my pattern of that. And so I took it out so I remember that I need to start that. And I need to find a fabric. I would like to do it on like a lavender. So I'm going to look. It's going to be a lavender. It'll be a blue. So I'd like to do that. I still have to show you that. And then I have other new starts planned. So I have been watching. So mind you, I'll go back real quick and mention Laura La Di Da. So I started binge watching her. So I went back a year. I am in part 2 of her Whip Parade. I've watched several episodes past that. So I'm on a binge watch with her. But I also binge watch somebody new to me that I found, and I don't know how I didn't find her before, but it is Stitching on the Hill. It is Donna. And she is awesome. She lives in the hills in Tennessee, and I love the things she stitches. We have very similar taste. If you like my taste in stitching, you will love Donna. Go over there and subscribe to her and watch her, and you'll find out. You will love it. She videos at least twice a week, and she does quilting, and then she does cross stitch, and all her cross stitch is very similar to what I love too. So she is awesome to watch. I enjoy it. And one of the things she is working on was Christmas Village by Prairie Schooler. And I have been wanting to do this forever, and she's got a fire under my butt to get it done. So I have been trying to find a fabric to do it on. I'm not sure I want to do it on white, but I may dye this into a silvery gray. Or this is a piece of Sand Dollar by Bestitch Me, and it's more of a like that. It's like a brownie gray. I could use that. So one or the other, this is going to be a new start. So there's number 4 of the new starts. And then my friend Bonnie bought this pattern recently, and as soon as I saw that she had bought it, I told her, I said, I have that pattern too. Let's do a sal. And she's like, yay. So it is this one. It is Crescent Santa. If you have this and you would like to join us, let me know. Leave a message down below. Tell me that you want to join us, and then we'll pick a day. We haven't picked a day yet because she still has to get her supplies together. Me, I've got mine already. I jumped on that baby like nobody's business. I love that it's done on this fabric right here. So my choices are, because you can't find that fabric anywhere, is I have this, which is a panel, which I could turn into a pillow. It's got Christmas trees or trees around it and snowflakes or some kind of little doohickey thingy. I could put it on there. It'll fit in the middle and turn it into a pillow. Or I could just put it on a piece of natural linen like it is here and then do something with it. Whether it's frame it or make it into a pillow or something, I need to make a decision. But it's going to be one of those 2 things. I would like to try it on this. I've had this fabric for a long time and I really would like to do something with it. I've already got all my floss and everything's ready. I just need an empty project bag to do this. So there you go. That is number 5. Am I right? And then I have been wanting to do some embroidery for a long time. And I've had these patterns probably for over a year. These patterns are from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting.blogspot.com. I'll post it below. And she did these little drawings of snowmen and women and stuff. And I would love to make a winter quilt with embroidery blocks. So this is what it looks like. This is, right now, this is printed on a self-stick embroidery fabric that you can embroider through and then it melts away when you get it wet. So that's 1, 2, they are so cute. 3, 4, the whole family, and 5. So I have all 5 of those printed out on my embroidery stabilizer. And I really need to get this done. My problem right now is I can't find the fabric that I bought for this. So I'm still hunting for that. But I would love to be able to work on this through the winter. So there's another project. That's 6. And my last one, I'm sure this is not my last one. I promise you. It's not going to be my last one. Is also an embroidery. Well, there's 2 here. Embroidery projects. One of them is out of a book. And it's called Joy to the World Pillow. And this is what the embroidery looks like. And I absolutely love that. And that would make the cutest wall hanging. And red. I bet you I could use some of that silk and do the embroidery with the silk. That would be neat. But love that and would like to do that. That's number 7. And then the last one is another embroidery piece. But this is a piece that is a needle keep. And it's embroidered. And it's with a bird. So this is part of it right here. So it's just all line embroidery. Not anything hard. It's all line. These are all just line embroidery. And then, of course, this is the bottom half of it. This is the case for the scissor holder. Just adorable. And I want to do them. I want to do them all. Oh, and I forgot to show you my globe. So this I bought over at Hobby Lobby. And it is regularly $10.99. And of course, you know you get Christmas half off, so $5.50. And the Jingle Ball, they are doing, Liz Matthews is doing a class on, and I didn't join any of the classes this year. But I love the idea, and I have an idea of how it was done. And so I'm going to do some cross stitch and put it in this globe. And I think that would be adorable in this. I just had to find a few pieces that I have, like some Christmas trees. I'd like to do a deer and put the white snow in it. And I think it would, and maybe even put some lights in there. I don't know if I can get a light in there, but that would be adorable. So I bought it for $5.50. I don't get to it this year. I'll get to it next year. So that's that. Okay, let's talk about this. So what am I going to do with this? This is what I'm going to do with it. I bought this old sled in the thrift store. I've had it at least a year or more. I paid $3.99. And this is what it looks like. And this design, I'm going to repaint this. So I want to repaint the top and everything red. The sides, I may try to sand down. And I might try to redo them, stain them. I'm not sure. There's some metal tips on the edges of it. You can see them on the top there and on the bottom. It's a beautiful little sled. There's the back of it. And this is going to fit right on there. So it's going to be, whoa, 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 Jackie, don't drop it. It's going to be a perfect fit to this. And that's where that's going to go. Right on this sled to be hung up. It's got a little strap. It is going to be perfect. I'm wanting to change it. I want it to be a brighter red, kind of like a red to match what's in here. And I think that'll be perfect. So I'll be working on that. I have such a plethora of finishing supplies for Christmas. Um, I really, I don't have time to share it today. Tell me in the comments below, would you like to see that? Would you like to see all the different displays and stuff that I have in my totes to do Christmas finishing? If you would, comment below and tell me yes. And I will see if I get enough of a response, then I will pull it all out and share it with you. I think that's all I have. I'm trying to think. I've watched so many Flosstubers. If I will post the ones that I have been watching, I will post them down below. So check them out. Maybe it's somebody you haven't seen before. I don't have it written down right now. But you never know. It could be something good you haven't seen. I can't think of anything else. I will try to get the stand-up thing done in the next couple of weeks. I think that's about it. So, oh, one other thing. Don't forget to subscribe. Like the like the thing. If you're enjoying the content, please make sure you like my video. There's a new thing on YouTube. It is called Hype. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. Of course, I turned my phone off. It is by where you hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you scroll a little further, you'll see this little thing that says Hype. If you hit that, that really elevates a channel. So please, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit the Hype button. There is something else I forgot to share too. Hold on. It's on my phone. I had someone reach out to me that was looking for some information on a pattern, and her name is Rebecca, and Rebecca designed a pattern for me as a thank you for helping her find something she was looking for. So I want to share that here. This is what it looks like. It is a large pattern. I'm really going to have to figure out how I can kit that up and get that done. I'm wondering, because of the size, if I do it 1/1, it might be a little, no, because then the words are 1/1. But isn't that adorable? It's very patriotic. I love it. So thank you, Rebecca, for sharing that with me and gifting me that pattern. I'm going to have to figure that out and get that kitted up. Maybe I can start that in July of next year for our 250th anniversary. That would be awesome. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it. So if you're here just for the stitchy goodness, then thank you so much for watching. And then I'll go on to the private stuff, and then we'll part ways. So the last several months have not been fun for me. We did go on vacation. I had a good time. When I got back I got sick while we were gone. I had a downtime day that I just laid around in bed. I didn't feel well at all. As a lot of you know, I have an autoimmune disease. I have fibromyalgia, and I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have different things going on with me medically that was caused by COVID. And there's a good days and there's bad days, and I get migraines. And that particular day, I just felt ill and I didn't do much. But we went on vacation. We had a good time. And when we got back, I had some issue with migraines for several days in a row that I was not feeling well. And then a few weeks ago, when I started feeling better again, I took the dog out. So I took little Oscar out, and I'll share pictures here as I'm talking to little Oscar. We had our first snow, little mini snow. I'll show pictures of the snow, and I'll show pictures of Oscar. And I bent down to unleash him after I took him out, and I couldn't stand back up. My back, I pinched a nerve in my back so bad that I couldn't stand up straight. And it was horrible. And I've pinched nerves in my back before. I've had things happen in my back before. Like right now, just lifting all that stuff and doing that, I can feel it across the middle of my back. I have a bulging disc, and that's like acting up. But anyway, I couldn't stand up straight. It was really bad. And by the time the next morning came, because I was on a heating pad. From the time it happened, I had a heating pad on. I'm like, okay, it's going to take me a good week to get over this. And I went to bed. And when I got up in the morning, it was worse. I could hunch walk over, and I went into the bathroom, sat on the toilet, And I started shaking uncontrollably. My whole body was shaking. And I'm like, oh my God. And I started getting nauseous. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. And I yelled for my husband. And he's like, "Do you want me to call 911?" I'm like, "No, no, no. I don't want to. I don't want the EMTs pulling me off the toilet. I really don't. Don't do it." I said, "If I pass out, then call them. But if I don't pass out, you know." And it was so excruciating pain that it's something I've never experienced in my life before. It was horrible, and it must have pinched either my spinal cord or it pinched a nerve close to that spot. And I was just That was the worst pain I had ever experienced. I've been through a lot of pain in my life, but that was just horrible. So it took me about 5 minutes of sitting there and just trying to calm myself and try to relax so that I could move. Because every time I tried to get up, I couldn't. My legs wouldn't even let me get up. They were shaking so bad that I couldn't, my muscles weren't working. And so I eventually was able, with my husband's help, to get up off the toilet. And I said, "You're going to have to take me to the emergency room." I said, "Because this is pretty bad and serious." So he um, took me over to the bed and let me lay back on the bed. And I got laid back down again. I couldn't even straighten my legs out all the way. It was so bad. And I told him, I said, let's go to urgent care first, because I knew if I went to that hospital and then with their 50 million tests, I would be in debt thousands of dollars. And I really didn't want to do that. I hate when that happens and they give you things you don't need. They give you tests they don't need. They give you drugs you don't need. And then you end up paying them 10, 12, 14,000. Even though I have health insurance, it doesn't cover that great. And I have a deductible of $6,500. And you better believe the insurance company would have made sure they pulled that out first. So I said, take me over to urgent care first. And let's see what they say. And then if they say it's bad enough, we'll do that. So I made an appointment with urgent care, and he got me in the car and we drove over. And when we pulled up, I told my husband right from the get-go, "I'm not getting out of this car until they have a room available. Please tell them what's going on and that I'm not moving, because I know I can't go sit in the waiting room. I need to stay in where I'm at, because I've got heated seats. I've got the heats on the seats on high in the vehicle." And so we did. We made it into urgent care. I told them what was going on, what happened. She asked me, did I collapse? Injure it in any way that I'm aware of, that I remember. And of course, memory is really a big thing with what's going on with me. I can't remember things, but I don't think I heard it because I didn't tell my husband I heard it. So, but there's a bulge on the side of my foot. Now, I don't know if I sprained it, if I fractured it, I don't know. But I have been laid up with my foot for the last couple days, and it's still swollen. I've got it on compression socks right now, and I don't know if the swelling doesn't go down in a couple days. I'm gonna have to go and get that x-rayed. And I hate that, because the last time I had a foot x-rayed, because I thought I broke something, it was just there was nothing there. They said, "There's nothing there, you just injured it, it's fine, you know, put ice on it, do this, do this, do this." And I'm like, I hate going to every time I turn around, I'm over at urgent care lately, and they're doing something. So I'm like, okay, if my foot doesn't get better, I'm going to have to go to urgent care and have them x-ray it and see if I cracked it or something. But I don't remember doing anything. That's the bad thing. I just honestly don't remember. So I'm limping around with that. I've got to get some ice on it this afternoon. I've got an ace bandage I had my husband pick up the other night, so I wrapped that too, try to give it some compression and stuff to help it. But it's just been a rocky road of health and other issues, and I just can't, you know, I don't know. I just can't. We did spend some time with family, which was nice. Randy's family is all here in this area, so we've got everybody, his cousins and everybody together. We went over to the the Bob Evans, and we had a early Thanksgiving dinner together, which was nice. He has the sweetest family, and they're just so welcoming, and so we're supposed to go with them again this weekend to a house tour. One of his cousins, his house is in the tour. So everybody's, they got, I think it's 4 or 5 houses. They're doing it for Habitat for Humanity, and you pay $20 for a ticket, and you go and tour these 4 houses that are totally decked out in Christmas. So I'm looking forward to that. I also have Randy's brother who knows this gentleman who decks out his house every Christmas. We went last year. I'm hoping he's going to do it again this year because it is the epitome of Christmas in this man's house. He decorates every nook and cranny of that house, and we're not talking about little decorations. We're talking about full-blown, stuff. And every room has a theme. So there's an ocean theme. There's a Grinch theme room. There's this room and that. And it's just amazing to walk through. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be cooking Thanksgiving dinner here, my husband and I and his brother. So we'll have Thanksgiving dinner together. We do that every year. For Christmas, we spend that with his family, and his 2 cousins invite us over, and we do Christmas dinner with them. Of course, we were invited again this year, so I'm thrilled to go and do that. Lots of fun, spend time with them. Trying to keep my stitching going. I've been busy with a lot. I'd like to do a lot more quilting. I need to get my quilt wall up that belongs over here, right here along this wall. I've got to get my husband to go get the boards, but it has been rainy and wet, and I don't want to pick up any kind of boards. It's like a foam insulation board, and I don't want to carry anything in the vehicle that's going to get wet. He's got a pickup truck. So there's that. So I haven't really done, I did this quilt, but I have actual quilts that I need to get up on the wall, rearrange, figure out what I'm doing. I can't put them on the floor and figure it out because I can't get up from the floor, okay? I can get down on the floor. I just can't get up from the floor, and it kills me. So I need my wall up so I can pin things up so I can see what's going on there. I feel like I'm forgetting like a ton of things. I don't know, and this is going to be the longest video ever, so I need to cut this off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Like I said, please make sure you leave a message. Tell me what you're working on. Are you going to be starting anything that I'm starting? Let's start them together. Let me know. I'd love to see it. I think that's it. I know I'm forgetting. I need to start writing things down more. My God, my memory's just... Anyway, thank you so much for visiting with me. Hopefully I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Let's try to get that trend back again. We'll see. And in the meantime, have a happy, happy Thanksgiving here in the U.S. And I will see you guys in probably December. And it's going to be Christmas before we know it. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Bye.